All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am on. Hello, everyone. Can y'all see and hear me okay? What is up, everybody? I am on. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Drop a one in the chat if you can see and hear me okay. Drop a one in the chat if you can see and hear me okay. And also let me know, guys, where you are logging in from. Let me know what city and state you are repping today. I see some ones. Okay, so we're good. We are good. Awesome. I'm super excited, y'all. There is so much going on that I'm super excited about. But let's get the people in the room and let's figure out where is everybody from. I am logging in from Queens, New York. Queens is in the building. And so this is very much a New York thing that we always love to rep where we're from. So drop your city in the chat. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you are logging in from. Rep your city in the chat. Let me know, where are we going to be opening up all of these beauty supply stores? Where is the next Black-owned beauty supply store going to be? Let us know in the comments. And also, if you guys are already in business, drop your store's name in the chat. If you already have a beauty supply store, drop your store's name in the chat. Where are we at? Okay, so we see Savannah, Georgia is in the building. Who else do we have? I see Richmond, Virginia is in the building. Pine Tops, North Carolina. Who else is in here? Let us know in the chat who else is in here. Welcome everybody to the live stream. Welcome everybody to the live stream. Okay. Who else is in the building? Illinois is in the building. Y'all, drop your cities in the chat. And also, guys, if you have a store already, if you are already in business, let us know the name of your store so we can all support you here in this chat, because we're gonna be a little family for the next 45 minutes or so. I'm not gonna be on here long. I don't do long trainings. That's not my thing. Cleveland is in the building. Awesome. Harlem, New York is in the building. Hey, Harlem. Summit is in the building. Is that Summit, Illinois? Let us know in the chat. Also, I would love to just figure out, guys, if this is your first time on a training or if you've been in my trainings before. So if this is your first time, drop a one in the chat. Okay, hey girl, Miss French Vanilla, welcome. If this is your first training with me, drop a one in the chat. If you've been in my tribe and you're a part of the family, drop a two in the chat. If you're already a part of the family, you've already been following me, you already know who I am, you know my kids, you know everything, you know all the stores, you've been on the YouTube, following, tracking. Okay, so I see a lot of ones in the chat. We got a lot of new people in the building. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome. I'm super excited that I got so many new faces on here tonight. That's exciting. So you definitely want to stay on to the very end, because I am sharing so much tonight that I'm excited about. And so I also love a very interactive training session. Albany's in the building. I love an interactive training session. And so, guys, keep the chats lit. This is a safe space, by the way. So we are on here because we are wanted to level up into the world of beauty supply, and I'm going to break that down for you guys. So definitely want to stay to the end, guys. So we're going to get started. We are going to get started. So I'm going to share my screen. Y'all drop a 1 in the chat if you can see the beautiful slides. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can see the slides. And we are going to get this party started. All right, so welcome to the class, y'all. Welcome to class. Welcome to class on how to launch a profitable beauty supply store in 2026. I am your host, Janice Fredericks. And before we get started, I do have to share a legal disclaimer for the people who like to copy my stuff. Okay. Glory to God. So, real quick, guys, this training, including all of its strategies, frameworks, predictions, methods, and materials, is the exclusive intellectual property of Janice Fredericks and the Retail Genius. It is provided for personal educational uses only. Any reproduction, distribution, recording, sharing, or commercial use of its content, including using it to create your own programs and trainings or offers, is strictly prohibited and will be enforced under U.S. copyright and intellectual property law. So just don't copy my stuff, y'all. Sell it. Please don't do that. So, guys, the Black-owned beauty supply takeover is here. It is here, and the movement is live and well. And I always love to share about my clients. And throughout this training, I'm going to reference a lot of case studies and clients because representation and Black representation is everything. And we have just entered in Black History Month. And so literally when we talk about beauty supply and this movement, this is literally Black history in the making with a lot of communities. A lot of communities will be opening their first Black-owned beauty supply store, making history. And so I'm extremely proud and excited to be sharing this information with you guys tonight. So these are some of my clients. This is Quality Beauty Supply out in Grayson, Georgia. New York Beauty Supply. These two guys opened the first Black-owned beauty supply store in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Then we have Jazzy Chick Beauty out in Henderson, Nevada. Be Brave Beauty. These sisters opened a store in LA and actually opened more than one location. We have My Shade and Texture in Tampa, Florida, House of Melanin in Oak Park, Illinois. So we have a few Illinois people in the building. Boco Beauty is in Orlando, Florida, and Mega Beauty Supply is in Cypress, Texas. So on tonight's agenda, guys, this is going to be the breakdown. So I'm going to be sharing with you the real state of the beauty supply industry in 2026. We're going to talk about what's changing, what smart store owners are doing differently. We're going to be talking about funding and capital trends, what is working right now with lenders. And then I'm going to share with you how to position your store to win in this economy. Lastly, I'm going to share with you how you can actually work inside my intensive program that I have, that we are launching 100 Black-owned stores this year. And it's not for everybody. The program is not for everybody, but it is for 10 people on this call tonight who's ready to move. So definitely make sure you stay all the way to the end, because I'm going to be sharing the details on how you can partner with me and my team to actually get your store open this year. Okay. So there are some reasons why you have decided to spend your evening with me today and why you're on this training. So for a lot of you, you guys decided to come on this training because you are tired of that 9-to-5 job. You have been working that job. You have been completely worked to the bone. You are tired. And now you have decided that you want to do something different. And you perhaps want to do work that's going to impact lives. And you know, Beauty Supply will do that for you. Another reason why you may be on here is because you understand that your community is actually waiting for a Black-owned beauty supply store to get open. You probably don't have a community Black-owned store that is worth people to actually walk in and actually spend their dollars, and you want to be the first person to create that. And then number 3, you are on here because you know that you want to create financial freedom for yourself. And if you are a parent, you might want to be creating financial freedom for your children and generational wealth. Okay, so if any of those 3 reasons resonate with you, drop a me in the chat. Drop a me in the chat. Okay, so for those of you who are on and this is your first time meeting me, welcome once again. My name is Janice Fredericks. I'm the founder of the Retail Genius Consulting Agency. And today I have helped Black women secure over $1.5 million in funding for their beauty supply stores. Our clients have generated collectively well over $15 million in revenue. And I have been featured in a lot of different magazines, such as Black Enterprise Magazine. I was a former corporate girly. I worked at the top investment bank, arguably in the world, Goldman Sachs. And then I turned into an entrepreneur. And now I'm the #1 strategist helping Black women reclaim the beauty supply industry. Currently, there is no other business company that is doing this great work, specifically helping Black people open this business. And so we're very proud, and we'll share some more of that later on in the training. And I am also a single mom of 5 small children, wanting to build generational wealth for them as well. Okay. And so let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. These are some of the different publications that I've been in. Most of these here was actually when I had my beauty supply store back in 2010. And Black Enterprise wrote about me in my store, saying that pioneering entrepreneur talks about increasing the number of Black-owned beauty supply stores. And this was back when I was still operating my own store. I was talking about why it's so important for Black entrepreneurs to actually get into this space and get into this business. So I've been talking about this for well over 15 years, y'all. But the real receipts that I love to share, because we don't know who's who on the internet, and so when you Google the Retail Genius, these receipts come up that we are helping Black women fill their pockets. We are helping Black women generate millions in beauty supply, and we are reclaiming the beauty supply industry for Black women everywhere. And so this is the real work that we love to do, me and my team, is help empower Black people to not only get the resources that you need to open a store, but also make that money. Make the money that the Asians and the Arabs have been making for decades. It is time for us to make that same money. And so those receipts absolutely mean the world to me. And so, y'all, so I'm going to take y'all back to 2010. Like I mentioned, I opened my store in 2010. And this is actually a picture of me at my grand opening. Okay. So this was me at my grand opening. And this was the day that my entire life changed, really. When I tell you my entire family came out and they were there to support me, everyone was there. My father, my grandmother, who I'm standing next to, God rest her soul. My aunts flew in to actually witness this day. So my entire family was there. What was so important was that the community was also there, and the community came out heavy. Okay. And so when I tell you, when you open your Black-owned beauty supply store, that the community comes out heavy for you and they support, literally, our communities are looking for the next Black-owned beauty supply store to support. In a world where Target has been boycotted and we don't want to shop anywhere but Black, people are literally waiting and begging for a Black-owned store to be open. And I saw that firsthand 15 years ago when I opened my store, how the community came out to support. This young Black girl who was only 24 at the time opened this store. And so let me know in the chat, y'all, who's the one person in your family that you would want at your grand opening to witness you open your dream beauty supply store? What relative or one person, it doesn't even have to be a relative, would you want to be standing beside you at your ribbon cutting event? Who would you be doing this for? Right? Your kid, your mom, your dad, your grandma, your sister, your boyfriend, your husband, your baby daddy. Who are you doing this for? What would make the difference for you, right? Drop that person in the chat. Someone said my children. Yes, we are doing this. A lot of us are doing this for our children. Someone says my mom. Yes, absolutely. Someone says my kids and my grandchildren. Let's go. We're doing this for the grandbabies. We are doing this for yes, I love to see that. And so we have something, and it's always important for us to be thinking about who are we actually doing this for, and what difference would it make to have this business and to have that financial freedom and to be creating that generational wealth, right? What difference would that make, not only for you and your family, but also for the community? Because I will tell you, when a Black-owned beauty supply store opens in the community, people start to feel safe again with shopping. Okay. And so let's move on to talk about the reality, because it is actually February. We just got into February. So the question is, how do you want to spend the rest of your 2026? Because imagine this, By the end of this year, you could be celebrating the grand opening of your very own beauty supply store. So let me know in the chat. And again, guys, this is a safe space, right? So the haters are not around. It is just you and your dream. And I want to know if you can actually see yourself stepping into ownership in 2026. Now, if you close your eyes right now, can you see yourself at your own ribbon cutting event, cutting that ribbon, right? Cutting that ribbon is just like pushing that baby out if you're a mom, right? Can you see yourself at your grand opening, stepping into ownership, cutting that ribbon in 2026, right? And again, I am giving you permission to dream big. I'm giving you permission to dream big. And also, what would it mean to have the first Black-owned beauty supply store in your community of your kind, right? Because there's been so many beauty supply stores, but we have yet to see your specific store, right? And so what would it mean to actually achieve this and make it happen? Because here's the reality. The opportunity is absolutely here. The question is if you're ready to claim it. And like I said in the very beginning, there's an opportunity here, and it's not for everybody. It is not going to be for everyone. It's going to be for the ones in the family who want to step up and change the landscape. There's always one person in everybody's family who changes the trajectory of the entire generation. There's always one person. I am not one person in my family. I have taken a different road. Everyone is super educated in my family, have multiple degrees, masters, they're educators. I come from an extremely educated family. And I was the person who said, I want to actually disregard my business degree and actually open a store. And so I chose to go left. And so with that decision and choosing to go left and not be traditional, I changed the trajectory of my family. And so now we're able to do things we weren't able to do before. I'm able to attend events that I was not able to attend before working a 9-to-5 job. And so this is what it looks like to be the one of your family that makes that change, right? It's uncomfortable at first, and people may not even agree with you at first. My mom did not want to see me open the store during an economic downturn. And it was 2008. And I'm going to talk about that. But you have to be able to place the bet on yourself, is what I'm saying here, because the opportunity is here. You just have to claim it. Okay. And so a lot of times, the things that are really holding us back is the self-limiting talks and the self-limiting conversations, saying I don't have enough money. This industry is really saturated. I don't know if I have the time. I don't know if I'm going to get funding. I don't know how I'm going to get accounts open. At this point, you have to stop using disempowering language whenever you start anything new. You have to cease that disempowering language, and you have to reframe your mindset into, I will figure out how to get the funding. I will figure out how to have time to work on my beauty supply business. I will create a store that is going to be completely different and creative and set apart from the competition, so I don't feel like it's a saturated industry, right? And so we have to start speaking to ourselves differently, especially those of us who are coming from our community, the Black community, because a lot of times we have not been taught how to do that. A lot of times we have not been taught how to do that. And so now this is the point where we start to empower ourselves, and we don't look to the left and we don't look to the right for anyone to do that. But we do it in these rooms and these safe spaces. When we are around like-minded individuals, we can start to empower ourselves, right? So that all may sound good, and you may be saying, this is great, and I know that I have the right mindset, but I still have questions about how the Asians killing it. How do I actually get started? Are there really gatekeepers, and how do I get funding? This is the purpose of the training, y'all, and this is exactly what I'm going to be breaking down, okay? So the wake-up call is, you are here, guys, because this is our moment to ownership, right? Because the latest reports have come out, and 300,000 Black women have lost jobs, right? This is due to DEI rollbacks. This is due to government shutdowns, and there's another government shutdown on the horizon. And y'all, it is not safe. Your job is not safe, right? I too had a job that I thought was safe. I was working for the US Treasury Department and I was fired from that job. And so this is our wake up call for many of us. Many of you may be in a situation that I was in where I was unemployed and I had no idea what I was going to do. But I realized that I spent a lot of money in one particular industry, and there was one particular business that I went to more than any other business, and that was the beauty supply store. I went to the beauty supply store religiously. Like every single paycheck, I was at the beauty supply store spending that money. And so we have realized that many of us go to the beauty supply store. We spend a lot of money, but we don't understand how come we don't have the ownership. And here's the reality. It is a $1 billion industry. And so it is time for us to just own more than the products, right? We have to start owning the shelves and recycling the Black dollar within our community. Because another reality is that a lot of Black women are also mothers, and 80% of Black mothers are the primary breadwinners of the household. A lot of us are single moms. This is me and my kids. I am also a single mom. And so I understand I carry the weight on my own. And so I know that I have to continuously do the uncomfortable thing and invest in myself at a higher level in order for my children to have the future that I want for them. Okay. And so for many of you, you're in that same predicament. These are my 5 little kids, by the way, all under the age of 8, and I have a little baby. She's 2 years old. Okay. And so I am very, very busy. I am juggling several things. And so I understand what it looks like to have to be a mom, also a new mom to a baby, while starting a business, while paying all the things, and still showing up for all of the events, and still showing up to classes and trainings, because continuing my education is very, very important. And I'm telling you, when I invest in myself at a very, very high level. And so this is what is required. And so I recognize that what is required for me is more than most people, because going back to being that one in your family to change the trajectory, more is going to be required. And you're going to have to constantly be doing the uncomfortable thing in order to change your future for yourself and for your children. Okay. And so this is our first case study. This is Benisa. She was also a single mom of 4. She was a full-time hairstylist. She's located out in Fargo, North Dakota, from West Africa. Okay, and came to me and was like, hey, sis, I want to get from behind the chair. So there's a lot of you on here who are service providers. Maybe you are stylists, makeup artists, massage therapists, doctors, nurses. You're a service provider in some regard, some respect, and you want to get from behind the chair, right? And you want to get into something more passive. This is exactly why Benisa called me and the team, because she wanted to get from behind the chair. And so she sent us the screenshot text message where she mentioned that her salon is doing $500 a day and she's on her way to doubling her income. But let me tell you something about Benisa. Again, from West Africa, came into this country, single mom of 4 kids, made it happen. She did the uncomfortable thing. She invested in herself at a high level, and literally at her grand opening was standing there with her children right beside her. And it was one of the proudest things ever to see her do this. And she is thriving, and her business is one of the top Black-owned businesses, period, in Fargo, North Dakota. Okay. And so let's get into the numbers. Now I want to switch gears and get into the numbers of what happened in 2025. What were the stats and what did we see? So in 2025, we saw that beauty demand stayed strong even with economic uncertainty, right? So 2025 has been a year, right? And so we literally saw tariffs come in. We saw all the things that Trump and his administration did, and we still saw that there was a consistency in the increase in foot traffic. Ulta, which is one of the beauty giants, reported an annual increase in its sales, right? Foot traffic grew 1 to 2%, right? And so what we see here is that demand has been stable, competition is shifting, and so there is room for Black-owned stores. All right. This also means that the industry does not slow down. Okay. What happens is weak stores begin to decline and strong community center stores start to grow. So this is your opportunity to actually enter the market while it's rebalancing. And I'm going to tell you guys why it's so important to try to enter this market now while it's rebalancing, because you are going to be able to have the opportunity to make more money than the other people who are on the sidelines waiting for things to get back perfect. I'm going to share my story. Just wait on it. Just wait on it. Just wait on it. So 2026 is the year that we own the engine that we built. Okay. Again, y'all, it is Black History Month. I see a lot of people just came on. I see a lot of people on. Y'all, we're going to get into it. The Black beauty supply hair care categories are growing from 4 to 6% annually, right? So we have seen an increase in Black owned brands, organic brands, natural brands. That literally is driving the market right now. The global textured hair and Black beauty market is really driving billions with a B in annual beauty spend. So guys, demand is not the issue. Black women are spending. So demand is not the issue. Ownership is. Okay. So this is the year that we literally stop watching and stop owning. This is the year that we stop being consumers and funding the stores with our money that we spend, and we start to own a fraction of the supply chain, because now this is more than opening a store. This is about economic justice. And as we talk about, we're in Black History Month. There are people on this call right now that is going to make Black history this year. And I said, it's not everybody, it's not for everybody, but there are people who literally are on this call who is going to open their stores this year and make Black history. Because here is the other point that I want to share with you guys. We are not new to this, y'all. We are not new to this. We have been in beauty since the 1920s, right? And some of us know these names. We all should know these names, right? This is Black history. Madam C.J. Walker and Annie Malone. These are two prominent Black female figures of our time, self-made millionaires who literally started in beauty. So they literally gave us the blueprint to make, how are we going to make these millions? How are we going to make these M's? We make this through beauty. And these women started in beauty, created their products, did distribution, marketing all over the country. And so literally they already gave us the blueprint. So there is absolutely no reason why Black women, literally a century later, shouldn't be killing it in the beauty supply industry. There's no reason why Black women aren't multi-millionaires in this beauty industry, in beauty supply, in beauty products, literally the entire supply chain, because we already had our pioneers literally come before us at a time where they couldn't even open bank accounts in their names and make millions in beauty. So it's literally time for us to reclaim this industry, because our pioneers came before us and already paved the way. Okay. And this is exactly how I got started, right? Madam C.J. Walker and Annie Malone got started in a terrible time, in an economic downturn. The Spanish flu was one of the greatest pandemics of that time. I too got started in an economic downturn. And this is why I say why now is a great time, because when there is an economic crisis and when other people are afraid to open their businesses, the one person, right? I keep telling y'all about the one and being the one to answer the call. The only one that will open a business, will take market share. And while everybody is scared to start their beauty supply store and you're not, you get the market share. This is exactly what I did in 2028. So I told you I worked for the U.S. Treasury Department. I thought I had me a good government job. I lost my job during the mortgage crisis at a time where people were literally driving around looking for gas, right? It was a terrible time. Unemployment was at an all-time high, way higher than what it is now. So it was very, very scary times. Now, do y'all remember the mortgage crisis, the mortgage bubble? And we couldn't even find gas. The gas stations was closed, like shut down. And I'm here in New York City. And so it was a time when gas stations were shut down. We couldn't find gas. We also had that blizzard, and it was just absolutely nuts, right? And that was the time where I told my parents that I would start my beauty supply store. And they were like, are you crazy? People don't have jobs. Who is going to come and spend money at a beauty supply store? Well, I decided to open my store anyway. I love my parents, but parents are there to protect you. So a lot of times, a lot of us will not have parents that are going to say, yeah, open a business, because their natural instinct is protection. So when I told my mom that I wanted to open a store during an economic crisis, she went into protection, right? Why would you do that? Just go and get another job, right? You have this amazing degree, you have an amazing resume. How many of us have amazing degrees? We have all the degrees, we have an amazing resume. We can go out and get another job. Why do this? Why change your life right now? I knew I was called for more. I knew that the job that I had, number one, it was giving me panic attacks. I was having daily panic attacks, y'all, at my corporate job. Literally, my doctor prescribed me Xanax. I remember the day he prescribed me Xanax just to get through the day, because we were flying all across America, shutting down banks. It was just very, very stressful. And I was so tired. And I knew that if I had to take medication just to get through the day at this job, that it wasn't for me. This is not the life that God called me to live. And I knew that God was calling me for more. Even though the times was bad, and even though I didn't have support from my family or anybody like that, I knew that God had given me this dream and this vision to open this store. And some of you on this call, you have felt it in your soul, deep down in your soul, that God has given you a dream and a vision to open your own beauty supply store. And maybe you have lost a job like I have lost a job. I am here to tell you that I completely understand where you are. And again, you have to do the uncomfortable thing. I did the uncomfortable thing. I went out and I opened my store in 2 months, literally changed my life in 2 months, because I took massive action towards opening the store, and there was no plan B. And so whereas people have a plan B of, maybe if this doesn't work out, I'm gonna get me another job, I erased all of that from my brain. My brain only was fixated on getting this store open and achieving my goal and taking massive action. And that's how you have to be with certain things. You have to burn the bridges. You have to say there's no plan B. You have to say, I'm going to take massive action until I get it done. And I got it done in 60 days, y'all. I literally changed the trajectory of my life in 60 days. And some of you are on here like, who wants a different reality in 60 days? And from opening my first beauty supply store till 2026, I am the number one consultant teaching Black women and helping Black women open beauty supply stores. I am a serial entrepreneur and author of the book Breaking Barriers: How to Open Your Own Beauty Supply Store, that's available on Amazon. Okay. And so I would have never made it here if I hadn't done this scary thing back in 2010 after I lost my job, which was open a store in an economic downturn. And the funny thing that happened when I opened that store is that people literally was shopping and was banging my doors down, because let me tell you something. When people feel bad, they do what they need to do to feel good, which involves them looking good. And so when we're in an economic downturn, women, particularly Black women, will spend money on looking good. And so we may not spend money on going to get our hair done professionally, or going to get our nails done, or going to get our makeup done, but we will literally go on YouTube University, figure out how to do this stuff ourselves, because we are going to look good at the end of the day. And that is the bottom line about understanding the buying behavior of your target demographic. You have to understand the buying behavior of your target demographic and how they spend money. And Black women spend money to look good no matter what. You're not going to know that I don't have a job because I'm going to still look like money. Okay? Drop a me in the chat if that is you. I'm not going to look like what I've been through. I am not going to look like what I've been through, y'all. Okay? And so what I saw was women was coming in my beauty supply store, spending their unemployment check on them bundles. Because baby, I may feel bad, but I'm not going to look bad. Okay? And this is where I realized that this industry is actually what's called recession proof. Recession proof. Not a lot of industries are recession proof. But when it comes to beauty supply, whether we have money or don't, we will always have to go to the beauty supply store to buy our stuff, whether we're doing it professionally or not. It's always going to be in demand. And I've seen it 3 times. I saw it when I opened my store with the Wall Street crisis. I saw it during COVID when we had our clients that had to literally shut down their doors and we didn't know what we were going to do. But then we realized that we had mobile delivery and all this other technology that we literally baked into our businesses so we could still service our clients at a high level. And we see it now. We are still opening stores, even with tariffs. We still have clients in Canada that are still opening stores. And Canada was one of the first countries that Trump said he wanted to put tariffs on. And what happened? People got shook, and our Canadian clients that literally still open made the most money. And so I say all this to say, the person that does it afraid is the one who's going to get the market share. And so this is the market by numbers, right? It's a $100 billion industry driven by Black consumers by $8 billion. 92% of it is owned by the Asian demographic. Less than 8%, y'all, is owned by African Americans. Okay, this is a market that we literally built. And so now let's talk about what is coming, what is working now, what should we be doing differently to set ourselves apart from the competition. Okay, so first thing, guys, the era of pretty packaging is over. So in 2026, what we are seeing is that brands that perform are going to dominate your shelves in your store, which means that the customers are becoming way more sophisticated. Okay, we are becoming way more sophisticated, and we are literally looking for, they're looking for stores who are going to carry the brands that actually work. Okay, and so the strategy here and the secret gem, and y'all going to want to write this down, guys, as I'm giving you out these secret gems. You're going to want to write this down as I'm giving y'all the secret gems and the winning strategy is that you're going to want to build a results-driven product mix. Product mix. Drop product mix in the chat if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Drop product mix in the chat if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Okay. Your product mix in your beauty supply store is the backbone of your business. The product mix, by definition, is all the different categories that you are going to carry in your store. So we're talking about your men's line, your kids line, accessories, electronics, chemicals, right? These are all of the different categories that's going to make up your product mix. You think about a pie chart, you have a product mix with all your different categories and all of your different percentages in your store. This is going to be the driver of revenue because inventory is the largest asset on our balance sheet. And so you have to get this part right because I have seen stores open up, big stores open up and have all this product and have all of the wrong product and still wind up failing because you developed the wrong product mix. Because you developed the wrong product mix for your community. Okay. So like I said, the winning strategy is going to be building a results-driven product mix. This is how I was able to generate multiple 6 figures in my beauty supply store. I mean, we was well into 15,000 K, making 15,000 K per month in a store that was 800 square feet of space. In a store that was 800 square feet of space. So that's tiny, guys. So here in New York, our stores aren't as big as the stores down south and other places. Like our stores are very small because New York is a very overpopulated city. And so our stores are very small. So my store was really, really cozy and tight, but it wasn't overpacked. It wasn't overwhelming. It was a cute boutique size store. And we also had 2 salon stations in the back. And this is exactly what I was strategic about. This is a picture of me. I don't know what year that was, maybe 2012, something like that. But I remember I was very intentional about the products I carried in my store. And I did the research and I made sure that I had results-driven brands in my store. I had brands in my store that was able to come out and do pop-up events. And so you have to start to think outside the box when it comes to creating your store because making 5 figures a month Literally our clients, that's on the low end for some of our clients now is $15,000 a month, right? For me, that was a high month, but that was again over 10 years ago. And so right now we're doing 20K months, 25K months in our stores, right? And this is not with big stores, right? This is not with big stores that you can make this type of money with the right product mix for your community. Okay. Next thing is our private label, right? Private label, guys, is going to be the new standard. So prestige costs are rising 10%, and retailers are now replacing third-party brands with their own brands. So private label is you basically creating your own brand of products in your store, right? Because when you're able to have your own product in your store, you now are able to have higher profits. You're able to also have better loyalty because now you're selling your own brand and more ownership in your business, okay? So the strategy here is to launch your signature product. And now we have had our clients do their own bundles, which is very popular. So that's just getting bundles and putting your own branding on it. Now it's your own signature product. You can do the same thing with oils and scrubs, right? I'm going to show you guys a client who did their own DIY bar with oil and scrubs. We have clients have done hair accessories, bonnets, like custom bonnets, right? So sky is the limit. So again, the secret gem here is that you want to have your own signature product in your store. Drop signature product in the chat. Drop signature product in the chat, because this is how you build wealth beyond your store walls. So this is exactly what we did with Pam. This is another client of ours out in Tampa, Florida, and she was able to create a DIY bar where she's able to have her customers come in and have a really unique experience where they can actually mix and match different scrubs and make their own concoction. So different scrubs, different oils. And so you literally come into her store and there's a whole bar that has all these like natural oils and scrubs, and you can mix and match your own concoction. It's absolutely amazing. But what's really amazing about this is that her DIY bar, her own personal brand, literally is 80% of the revenue in her store. So it's 80%, brings in 80% of the income in sales in her business. And so if she never sold another product and just sold that, she would be fine. Next, in 2026, if you are not hybrid, you're going to get left. So in 2026, customers are expecting a shopping online experience, pickup in store, delivery options, email, SMS updates, all of that. Technology is going to be big in 2026. And if you don't have AI worked into your business, like every month, we are implementing AI with our clients in their stores. So if you are not incorporating technology, AI, being able to order online and have several revenues, different streams of revenue in your store, you will be left behind in 2026. So the strategy here is that you want to build a dual channel retail machine, okay, to literally waking up to sales. Like having an online store is the first strategy, but we have several strategies that we teach, and I'm gonna give you guys game right now. Okay, drop in dual multi-strategy retail channel in the comments. Okay, so this is another client of ours. This is Curly Girl Love out in LA. Her name is Christina, and Christina was a school teacher and she turned into a stay-at-home mom, had Irish twins, and then literally was like, I don't think I want to return to the classroom. I think I want to actually become my own boss. And then called us, said, hey, I want to open a beauty supply store. And me and my team helped her open her store. And literally, this is a screenshot of a conversation that we had where I said, hey, girl, we were at the half year mark. This was August. You can see here in the screenshot, this is August of 2023. Where are you with sales? And she said, I'm at $96,978. I was blown away. I was blown away because she basically made 6 figures in 6 months. Okay. She made 6 figures in 6 months. And I said, girl, what has been working for you? This is amazing. And she responds here, as you can see in her response, that she did $12,000 on DoorDash. Okay. And her online sales are through the roof. So we're talking about multi-channel retail here, right? Having several streams of income in your beauty supply store off of that one business model. Like literally, you can have several streams, and I'm giving y'all game on a few, but we have way more streams that we implement for our clients. But DoorDash, $12,000 off of DoorDash, which is basically packing up the stuff and somebody coming and delivering it, that's it. Like having that revenue stream and generating 5 figures just off of DoorDash is insane, y'all. Okay, this is what she was able to do. And going back to Benisa, she had her hair salon in her store making $500 a day, right? And so I want you guys to start thinking out the box of what other revenue streams can you have in your store, because I believe the beauty supplies movement and business model is going to be one-stop shop. Okay, people are gonna want to shop and do their service and do multiple things in one location. And so having a service-based business in your store, whether it doesn't have to be hair, guys. I did hair. I had 2 stations in my store, and those 2 stations generated $15,000 a month because I had 2 stylists, and all they did was bundles and weaves, and they made $15,000. And I'm talking about 2 stations, 2 girls. That's it. I didn't have a big to do, right? You need to figure out what other service-based business you can have in your beauty supply store. It could be makeup, it could be eyebrows, it could be lashes, it could be massages, it could be skincare, right? Sky is the limit. Sky's the limit. And so, like I said, you have the opportunity to think outside the box so that you can say competition where, right? So now let's move on. Let's talk about the funding now. So when it comes to funding, right? Funding is not the issue. It's all about your positioning when it comes to funding and getting lenders to say yes to your application, okay? Because we literally got 1.4 million in funding for the women in our program, right? And that's through the SBA program. And so lenders are there to lend money. The SBA program is there to lend money to new businesses, but lenders will shut your application down if you don't have the proper documentation and projection and credit score in place. Okay. And so the secret gem to unlocking 6-figure funding is making sure that you have a winning beauty supply plan, right? This business plan is a plan that is going to literally show the lender why they should give you this money. And this is going to be based on what I call my 5P formula, right? So my 5P formula. Okay. So we're talking about place, purpose, product mix, promotion, and projection. I'll break that down for you. The first P is going to be your location, which is the place. Okay. You have to break down in your business plan location, the traffic, demand, demographics, right? The second P is going to be the purpose, right? This is going to be your use of funds. How you have to explain how is this money going to be used down to the penny, right? The third P is going to be your product mix, right? We talked about the importance of your product mix. The lenders are going to want to know what your product mix is, and you want to be able to show a high profit, fast moving beauty product mix. And last is going to be your projections. You're going to have to show these lenders how you plan on keeping, you're going to have to show the lenders clear revenue and expenses and break even numbers, right? So they need to see bottom line, how much is this store going to make? And is it making enough money in order to pay back this loan? Okay. So this is what lenders reject versus what gets approved, right? Having a very vague business plan that just says, I just love hair and beauty. Absolutely not. They want to see this store serves a high demand Black and brown consumer base, right? Having a vague location. Absolutely not. They want to see specific plaza counts, traffic counts, demographic, and nearby anchors. Is there a Publix? Is there a Walmart? Is there a Trader Joe's, right? They want to see an intentional product mix with the margins, right? That they understand, right? These are the things that get lenders.
I'm going to bring Keisha up because she has something exciting to share.
Yes, ma'am. So last week I reported that I went underwriting, and today I actually got approved for my full amount for my loan.
Yay.
Thank you, Janice, actually, for saying, no, call him tomorrow. I got the official email announcement today that I got the full amount that I requested. And yes,
Right.
so I'm
That's
excited.
so exciting.
I'm nervous and everything all in between. I mean, it took me a year to get here. I'm here now. The money
That
is
is so good.
available.
Well, that's so exciting. Let everyone know what the full amount is.
I got 150K.
Yes. See, it's
Yes.
possible, y'all. It's possible.
It is possible, y'all. It is possible. That is my girl Keisha. She opened her store in Texas, in the Houston, Texas area, and got 150,000 full funding for her beauty supply store after joining our program and getting our business plan. The lender said yes to her application and she got that funding. Okay. So it is possible, y'all. We are getting funding for people all day, every day. So let's recap, because I know I have shared a lot and I'm like almost over time, y'all. I'm so sorry about that. But y'all see I'm passionate about this, right? And it's Black History Month. And so I know that there's a few people in the room who want to make history during Black History Month. So let's just recap and check in, guys. Is this all making sense? Just let me know in the chat. Give me a yes in the chat if this is all making sense. Do you understand how you can build a multi-six-figure $1 million beauty supply business, right? Are you able to see how this is possible for you to make this money in beauty supply and reclaim this industry and change your life in the industry of beauty supply? Literally change your life. Give me a yes in the chat if you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. Give me a yes in the chat if you can see how this is all possible and how you make this happen and how this all works. Okay. Give me a yes in the chat if you guys are seeing it. Let me know if this was helpful. Was this helpful? Was this training helpful? Let me know if I did my job. I need to know if I did my job, child. Type a yes in the chat if so. Okay, type a yes in the chat if so. Okay. And also, I want to know, because I said there's going to be a few of you who are going to be the one. Let me know if you are ready to start your own beauty supply store. Give me a yes in the chat. Okay, give me a yes in the chat if you are ready. Because if you are, I want to exclusively invite you to join the movement of Black entrepreneurs who are taking over the beauty supply industry one store at a time. Me and my team have a goal of opening 100 Black stores this year in 2026. It is not for everybody. It is only for a selected few people who have stepped up and have identified themselves as being the one in their family. And so if that is you, I want you to type I'm ready in the chat. If that is you, I want you to type I'm ready in the chat, because this is your next step. I want to exclusively invite you into our beauty supply intensive program, where we are going to turn your beauty supply vision into action. And so in our beauty supply intensive program, this is not just about starting a business. This is about having you own an asset that is literally recession proof, right? And so in this program, we don't teach you, we position you for funding, for vendors, and for long-term profit. This is our business that puts you on the path to having your own profitable beauty supply store within 12 months, okay? And so within our beauty supply intensive program, we have 3 non-negotiables for everyone who joins in and partners with us, right? We have our community, we have our courses, which is our university, and we have clarity, right? We map it out, okay? We build together, we learn together, and we map it out. And so the first C is our community, right? This is our in-person experience where we gather together like the others do. They gather together behind closed doors and they get things done. And so this is our live in-person experience, which is our beauty supply workshop. Okay. So everyone in this program attends this workshop. It is 2 days in Atlanta, Georgia. Our next one is March 27th through the 29th. We work the 28th and 29th, and this is where we come together live, where we actually work on your store. We work on building your store. So this is not just us talking about it, but this is us getting together behind closed doors, right? And getting you guys to beauty supply ownership. So we are talking about mapping out everything from the business plan to your product, building your product mix, building your branding, building your funding roadmap, right? Building your SOPs for your store. We literally work on everything in this 2-day period, right? And so this literally is where you're able to get into the room with other women who are like-minded and who are literally on the same mission as you. Because I told you community is very important. And if you want a different life, you have to get around a different environment and get around different people. And so this is why we have our 2-day workshop, because you're going to be around people who are just like you, who are aspiring to open a beauty supply store. Literally, we fly from all over America, and some people come from Canada and the islands to come to Atlanta to have this 2-day workshop. And anything else you want to mention about your journey and inspire other people who might be thinking about taking the leap into opening a beauty supply store, and they're just like, I don't even know what to do, how to start, I'm scared, like working, mom, like all the things.
Oh my goodness, all the things. Listen,
things.
you're gonna have all the things. That's not gonna go away in this world, right? Yep. But that's how we overcome, by sharing our testimonies with one another. And then I would also say, do not let your dreams die. Don't let it just be an idea. There are so many people that are dead in their graves and they had a dream and they went down to the grave with it and nobody knows. Don't be that person. You can do this. You have help, longevity. Get with someone that has some mature experience. I mean, and if there's some conflict, work through it with peace, with a solution, not just adding on to it. Work with it through a solution. But regardless, don't let your dreams go to the grave. Live them out.
Yes, and that was from our last intensive that we had last year. We had the women come out. It was absolutely beautiful, and it was a time, y'all. And so, like I said, guys, if you are ready to join, I'm going to drop a link in the chat for you to join our next intensive. Okay. And right now, as I mentioned, as I'm talking about this, I didn't tell y'all this, but it is actually my 40th birthday. And literally, there's a 40% off discount. Y'all getting an early bird discount today. Before I actually launch it live, I will be launching it live on my actual birthday, which is in 2 days. It's February 4th. I'm turning 40. So I decided to do this 40% off sale because I'm turning 40. Right. And so you guys are going to be having access to that. So I'm going to drop that link in the chat for those of you who want to join. Okay. So the second part is our courses, right? So you have access to our Beauty Supply University, which is our online portal where you will be taking all of our training, right? So you're going to be watching all of our courses and trainings and learning everything about opening a beauty supply store, legal entity, setting up your beauty supply structure. So this here is just a snippet of what our curriculum looks like, right? And what you'll be learning in our online portal. So as soon as you enroll, you get a username and password, and you start learning immediately. And so the whole process is for you to learn and take all the trainings. And then when we get to Atlanta live, we are going to be working on putting everything together. So you're going to be learning about setting up your legal structure, getting your EIN, setting up your branding, getting your funding together, how to get funding together. You're going to be learning about creating the product mix, how to create the product mix, how to create your business plan, how to create your financial projections, right? All of the things that I mentioned that you absolutely need for lenders to say yes to your application, we teach you in our university, as well as every module has its own homework, right? Every module also has its own templates, guides, and resources. So we have literally templates for each module. So you're not creating anything from scratch. We have templates for everything. We have a business plan template. We have product mix template. We have projections template. So all you have to do is plug and play your own information, literally plug and play your own information. And you have everything on a silver platter given to you. So this is exactly what we did with Flawless Beauty Supply out in the DFW area. Terrell took our intensive program, and she says Janice was such a phenomenal help in getting this girl boss started. her course had a lot of information that you can't just get anywhere. So literally they came into the program, got our business plan templates, plugged it in, and got $75,000 in a weekend. Like they took the weekend out to do it and literally got an approval for their funding. Okay. And then the last piece is our done for you strategy session. So our first step is getting on an onboarding call. So you have that call with me where I custom build your roadmap, because everybody is at different places. There's people who are at very beginning stages, and this is a beginner's program. And so I get on the call with you and we build your 12-month execution roadmap that is specifically for you. So I literally give you the roadmap of what to do with milestones, with dates, so that you have very clear roadmap on what you need to accomplish before we get to Atlanta together, right? So this is the full value breakdown. So you have 12 months in our university, which is $5,000 value. You have a one-on-one strategy and roadmap session, which is valued at $1,000. And then you have our in-person workshop in Atlanta, which is worth $3,000. So total value of everything that you're getting in this program is worth over $9,000. Okay. And so if this program was able to help you build the store, get to your grand opening, and help you change the trajectory of your family, would it be worth a $9,000 investment in yourself? Yes or yes? And so I want you to go back to the grand opening, and I want you to think about that one person that you said you were doing it for. Some of you said my mom. Some of you said your kids. Some of you said your spouse, right? I want you to think about who you are doing this for. Because when it comes to investing in yourself, fear starts to set in because you're doing something out of your comfort zone. And I talked about how we have to do something different in order to get different results. We have to do things out of our comfort zone. We have to take a left turn. And I told you I took that left turn when I lost my job and I decided to not get a new one. I took a left turn, even with me, with my great resume and working on Wall Street at the top investment bank, and I could have got another job very quick. I still decided to take that left turn, right? And so in this moment, and again, this is not for everybody, but for the one, this is your moment. And a lot of times this is where people stop and they say, I don't have time, or I have other financial things going on. Let me wait till next year. This is not because you can't do it. It's because fear always sounds responsible, right? Fear always sounds responsible when the investment is in ourselves. But that doesn't set in when we're buying Beyonce tickets or buying the newest iPhone or we're paying for that vacation. When it's time for us to now invest in something that's going to actually give us a return, something weird happens and we start to choke up, right? It's very, very weird how that happens. And so we want to make sure that if we are here to make Black history and to change our lives, that we know that the investment starts with us first. Okay. And so standard pricing for our program is $5,000. But our 40% off sale is happening, and you guys are actually getting it first before anyone else. And so right now with our 40% off, you can literally get started with our payment plans. $350 gets you in the door. Okay, we have 2 payment arrangements. The first one is 10 payments of $350, and the second one, if you want to pay monthly, you can pay monthly, and that is $1,167. Okay, and so our weekly option starts at $350. So if you know this is for you, and I did the weekly plan as low as I can go, y'all. I did it as low as I can go because I don't want anybody to have the money excuse, which is the number one excuse that we all have, is that we don't have the money. I wanted to make this as low as possible so that we can open the doors for as many people to come in and get their stores open this year, because there are going to be a few of you who are going to make Black history this year in 2026. Okay. And then we have a pay in full option. So if you're able to pay in full, you save an additional $500 and you actually only pay $3,000 today. Okay. So this is Elora Beauty Supply in Jacksonville, Florida. We got $75,000 for funding for her beauty supply store. And she says, Elora was our dream come true. We could not have done it without Janice and her team. And this is exactly why the program exists, because we want to remove confusion, guessing, delays, wrong location, all of the bad decisions, right? And so with this program, you are getting 12 months of consulting. You are getting the product mix, vendor setup, POS, operations, grand opening strategy, all the things that you would need to have a successful 6-figure beauty supply store. Okay. This is New York Beauty Supply. Like I mentioned, these guys opened the first Black-owned beauty supply store in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. They literally made history. And in their grand opening, they had a huge outpour of the community. They made $10,000 in sales in their grand opening weekend, which is like one of the craziest grand openings I've ever been to. Okay. Also tonight, I have more goodies for y'all for my birthday, y'all. Also tonight, we have a fast action bonus. For those who take action tonight, we are going to be throwing in a done for you business plan. Okay. So typically our business plans are just for our one-on-one clients who pay us starting $30,000 to work with them to build up the stores. Right. And so we write the business plan for our one-on-one clients. But when you enroll tonight under this birthday deal, you will get a lender ready business plan already done for you. Okay. We will have our business writer write the plan for you. So this is a lender ready business plan structured to meet bank and private funding standards. So the location and market validation, the demographics is going to be done for you. The product mix, the projections, the break even analysis, all of that is going to be done for you. When you sign up for this program and invest in yourself tonight, you are going to get this as a complimentary bonus. And this by itself is usually sold for $3,000. So you're going to be getting this complimentary tonight because decision makers or action takers. Okay. Decision makers or action takers. And these exclusive bonuses will not be available later. Okay. So I have these reserved for the women who want to move with clarity and confidence. Okay. So like I said, guys, you are getting everything, including the done for you business plan valued over $3,000. So total value is over $12,000. You're getting everything today. You can start as low as $350 with our payment option. Okay. And if you're able to pay in full, you save $500 and you're paying $3,000 for the pay in full. Okay. So this is the moment, guys. You have two choices. You can either sit on the sidelines, watch other people open stores in your community, watch more trainings, go into Facebook groups, watch more stuff, or you can enroll now and decide that you want to change your life forever. Okay. And get the done for you business plan and get your store open in 2026 and meet us in Atlanta. Okay. So this is a program that is for you if you are serious about opening a store in 2026. If you want funding ready strategy, value to proximity, being in a room with other people who are like-minded, getting in that community. And this is for you if you literally can't have a repeat of last year. Right. And so this is my last slide, y'all. This is my last slide. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. Again, you guys, you can start with $350. Okay. And enroll in the program today. And again, we have 40% off. We have 40% off going on. And so guys, when you get started today, you'll get that 40% off for my birthday sale. Okay. And so guys, I want to thank you guys for showing up tonight. I'm super excited for you guys to start your beauty supply stores. I'm super excited to see all the stores that are going to be open. And I will see you guys on the next training. Have a good night.